Hello. Today we are going to make some baguette bread. We are making the dough mother. I mentioned it in detail in my ebook, Akbar. We mix it until it becomes a soft dough and put it in the fridge until the next day. The next day, we put 2 cups of water, 3/4 of a teaspoon of yeast, and half a teaspoon of salt. Then we add 3 1/4 cups of flour. From the flour, we then add the dough that we prepared previously and knead it thoroughly until we achieve a smooth dough, cohesive. We cover it and leave it for 30 minutes. Now we do slow the dough this way. With mode, a bowl with a little water. We carefully take the dough from the edge and gently move it to the middle. No kneading, just assemble. From the side to the middle. We also do only arrange it this way. Gently beat it a bit in a mixing bowl. We only want to hit. We make the dough non-stick in the bowl and let it rise for 30 minutes. It is also the second stage of fermentation. We are kneading the dough from the distant ends to the center of the area, utilizing water as a key resource. We wet. Fingers hand. Simply assemble the ingredients without kneading them until it becomes rubber with us. We fold and knead it a little like this in the fermentation bowl. We also cover it securely and leave it to rest for an additional 30 minutes to allow the flavors to develop fully. Or third, this is the third stage. Here is the detailed fold for the third stage now. Just wet your hand thoroughly with clean water and gently pull it a little away from the edges for better results. To the middle. After this important stage, we leave it housed neatly inside the refrigerator until the next day. This particular type of bread requires a significant amount of patience and time. With the insistence on the success of bread, wait and leave it until the following day. Add a little flour and cover it well to the next day. The very next day, we doubled our efforts significantly. We do by releasing it from the fermentation vessel. Sprinkle a little flour on the sides. And this fermentation is the secret to the flavor. We carefully divide it into 3 perfectly equal pieces. We simply organize and arrange them in an orderly manner first. That way. In careful preparation for placing the mixture into the primary fermentation tray for the fermentation process. After formation, after 15 minutes of resting, we begin shaping the bread. It is preferable to handle it gently to maintain its texture. Transfer it carefully to another tray so that the work platform can remain completely empty for our ongoing tasks. We just work with 1 loaf of bread. We seamlessly join them in this manner without any pressure, simply connecting until we reach our destination. The common shape of the packet is to sprinkle the baking tray with a little flour. We gently and carefully transfer the freshly made bread to the waiting baking tray. This is also the other pieces of work that we accomplished together. Please note that you must be very careful not to make any mistakes. The bubbles that have accumulated from the fermentation process will gradually dissipate. We simply fold it in this manner, carefully folding the bread to shape it perfectly. His shape? Like the common bakery bread for baguettes. This is the third loaf of bread, too. We transfer it and do it by forming it. You should bake it in a preheated oven for 25 minutes, both top and bottom, at 220 degrees. Simply join the two parties together for collaboration. Both sides are currently without any pressure applied to them. And we make it like a cylinder. The upper and lower ovens must be turned on at 220 degrees before the fermentation of the dough is complete. We carefully placed it into the baking tray and allowed it to ferment for a while as well. The duration of the activity is approximately 35 to 40 minutes. After approximately 40 minutes, generously sprinkle the dough with flour and carefully make slits on the surface. The cracks should ideally be about ½ inch deep for the best structural integrity and safety. We put it in the hot oven, sprinkling it with a little water and placing a container of hot water until we have formed it. The crispy crust. The baking time ranges from 15 to 20 minutes, and we place paper on the surface to prevent sticking. Burning.